Huh, there it is. The good old Christmas classic. How can we ever forget it? Look at that sweet, sincere kid who you can't help but like, Ralphie Parker. We are subjected to a collection of episodes from Ralphie's childhood during one particular Christmas season. It was the season Ralphie expresses his passionate desire to receive one special gift. I was delighted by the boy's guileless attempts to implant the idea of this gift on his parents' mind. Anyway, what does little Ralphie want?
I want an official Red Ryder Carbine Action 200 range model air rifle. No, I want an official Red Ryder Carbine Action 200 range model air rifle.
But A Christmas Story isn't just about Christmas or the American way of life. So what's it really about? And what was it about the movie that makes it blaze forth in unparalleled glory? Let's take a look at this tinkling display of celluloid joy. Nine-year-old Ralphie Parker lives in an American Midwest town with his white working-class family of four. The year is 1940. Ralphie's kiddom revolves around best friends, unavoidable bullies, theme writing, and getting the perfect Christmas gift. The last one proves to be a more difficult task than Ralphie imagined. The calm, bespectacled kid loses himself in daydreams while longing for the holy grail of Christmas gifts. He even fantasies how the trusty BB gun can help him defend his family home. But the adult's rebuttal saps his boyish exuberance.
Y'all shoot your eye! Y'all shoot your eye!
Mrs. Parker is a strict yet gentle mother. She chooses soap-and-mouth punishment when he utters the queen mother of dirty words. But when Ralphie springs an unpleasant surprise on his bully, she compassionately handles the situation. Mr. Parker, aka the old man, is a mixture of quivering fury and unbridled enthusiasm. His specialty is fixing things. You get a glimpse into the post-Depression era technologies as the old man fights with the furnace, manages a blowout, and replaces fuses. While the neighbor pompous hounds evokes a good deal of cursing, the major award he wins in a newspaper contest fills him up with cheer. It arrives in a box marked
Fra-gi-ley. It must be Italian.
Well, I think that says fragile, honey.
Ralphie's cute yet annoying younger brother Randy is a fussy eater. The puffy winter clothes he wears to school makes him look like the Michelin Man. Like every family, Parkers have their daily routine. It's always meatloaf, red cabbage, and mashed potatoes for dinner. But the focus is more on their lives' petty afflictions and small joys. For instance, the Triple Dog Dare Challenge or Parker's rendezvous with the electric sex. The world A Christmas Story portrays no longer exists. At the same time, the film is blessed with a quality of agelessness because the film is largely about childhood and human behavior. It's also about reminiscing. You can ask, don't we reminisce by wearing a rose-tinted glass of nostalgia? Most probably. However, this journey through Ralphie's lucid memories possesses interesting components which prevents the film from becoming too bland or cozy. One such essential component of the movie is the creative voiceover.
Christmas was on its way. Lovely, glorious, beautiful Christmas around which the entire kid year revolved. Downtown Holman was prepared for its yearly bacchanalia of peace on earth and goodwill to men.
Bob Clark's A Christmas Story was based on the semi-autobiographical anecdotes of legendary radio personality and humorist Jean Parker Shepard. Mr. Shepard not only co-wrote the script but also gave voice to adult Ralphie, the film's narrator. Middle-aged Ralphie's voice is laced with the heightened excitement of a kid. Scene after scene, the narrator provides insights into little Ralphie's thoughts, which reveals a dead-on understanding of how children think. Interestingly, Shepard's droll narration and Clark's imagery achieves the right balance between indulgence and restraint. Little Ralphie's flights of fancy juggles different storytelling settings and genres. In the freewheeling daydreams, people exaggeratedly extol the boy's virtues. Alas, all bubbles of illusion blow up. Thus, the narrator mines ironic humor out of the differences between expectations and reality. In fact, much of the laughter in life comes from identifying the irony. It's why A Christmas Story doesn't simply exist as an exercise in nostalgia. The other vital ingredient of the movie is the series of small and real human moments. The enticed Ralphie sliding his hands up the provocative leg lamp, the look of the alarm and embarrassment on Mom's face contrasting the old man's reverence. The narrative is chock full of such humorous and truthful intersections of human behavior. The film also doesn't tend to forget the crying, whining, and terror that defines one's childhood. At one point, a dreaded conflict turns into a heartwarming memory. I'm talking about the brief, wordless gaze between Ralphie and his mom after the Scott Fargus incident. Besides, I do feel that Mom knows the truth behind Ralphie's icicle accident. In a way, Ralphie's euphoria and the frenzied narration gently draws our attention to humanity's imperfections and mild familial dysfunctions.
Can I have some more red cabbage?
Can I please have some more?
My mother had not had a hot meal for herself in 15 years. My father worked in profanity the way other artists might work in oils or clay. It was his true medium, a master.
Moreover, disillusionment is the unavoidable nemesis of an imaginative childhood. The crummy commercial episode, the much-awaited visit to the head honcho, and finally the BB gun fiasco reminds us of the old adage, "Be careful what you wish for it might come true." Even if A Christmas Story is colored with the reductive view of holiday classic, it differs from other great Christmas classics like It's a Wonderful Life or Miracle on 34th Street. Clark's film and Shepard's story doesn't pretend to search for the elusive yet magical notion of Christmas spirit. On the outset, it embraces the superficial idea of Christmas.
Christmas had come, officially. We plunged into the cornucopia, quivering with desire and the ecstasy of unbridled avarice.
Who are we kidding when we say a festival is all about celebrating goodwill and tradition? For kids, a festival is all about gifts. Christmas tree decorations, visit to Higbee's, and turkey dinner are the highlights of the Parkers' Christmas. Still, the timeless childlike innocence of wanting a gift is filtered through the hindsights of adult Ralphie. By the end of these childhood episodes, the Parkers have shared lasting experiences and deep down know that Christmas is much more than material goods. However, ghosts of Christmas past or a wingless angel didn't descend upon them to teach that lesson. Of course, A Christmas Story is not without any flaws. A Chinese restaurant scene reminds us that this is a tale of white America with outdated sensibilities. The hilarity here solely ensues from the alleged craziness of the Chinese folks. Needless to say, A Christmas Story's ascent to the pop culture stratosphere facilitated the making of few sequels. Predictably, none of the sequels came close to achieving the original's brilliance. Well, it's not easy to capture life's absurd and beautiful ironies under the guise of a Christmas movie.
Did you get everything you wanted?
Almost.
Almost, huh? Well, that's life. Well, there's always next Christmas.
Yep.